What brings us together as humans? It's feelings, isn't it? We all feel, respond, and react emotionally to life's ups and downs. We deal with relationships and events all the time. Some we can cope with, some we can comprehend and find reasons for, and others can be really confusing and disturbing. These are some of the queries that challenge people in their everyday lives. In this series, I have attempted to address a few common issues that you may be dealing with, or you may know someone else who needs help with these questions. I'd like to remind you that there are no good or bad questions and no stupid people for asking them. There is no stigma attached to anyone who may be troubled because of these issues. This series is to help you or someone you know to get an inspirational and alternate view of some of the topics we are going to be talking about. These common issues, you may find that you relate to them too. So listen on.
Join spiritual psychologist and India's #1 biofeedback practitioner, Ritu Malhotra, as she guides you through the paths of self-discovery and personal transformation so that you can live in alignment with your values and purpose. This podcast is brought to you by Ajna Center for Learning. To know more about Ajna and connecting with the host, check out the links given in show notes. You are listening to the Cellular Alchemist podcast, and here's your host, Ritu Malhotra.
People pleasing is stressful. Let's talk about Naisha. Naisha is a 25-year-old who is quite burdened with stress because she says she can't say no. This is a common stress issue which many of us fail to realize and take the responsibility to change and help ourselves. Nevertheless, it can be quite burdensome to be a people pleaser. Today, I'd like to see why we do it and why is it so difficult to change. I've seen that it's quite a trick that people use. When we tell someone that no one else is as good an organizer or a party planner or the best cook, oh, you are the most creative gift wrapper, or you are the best negotiator and the best bargain hunter, etc. It feels good to hear that, doesn't it? But there's a flip side. Every time you take on every request that people make of you when you don't want to, you're causing stress, feeling emotionally drained and possibly reaching a burnout. But let's see why it's so difficult for you to say no. Well, saying yes to everything certainly keeps the peace. And you like to avoid conflict at all costs, don't you? We all do. It surely gets everyone saying what a nice person you are, how dependable you are, and you love the acceptance and approval feeling that you're getting from everyone. But let's look beneath this feeling. Is there any discomfort? Is there any overwhelm? When you look closer, you'll realize that people pleasing robs you of your free time that you could be using to benefit yourself in some manner. Doing something for yourself isn't such a bad thing, you know. Even though people have been telling us that we shouldn't put our needs before others. So when we please ourselves, we are prone to guilt. It's a deeply embedded childhood program, which we can change. Now, the flip side to that would be that if you don't fulfill your own desires, you don't really have much to give others, do you? Actually, there are many reasons why people want to focus on others so much. One is that their approval means a lot. It also means that you don't have your own approval and acceptance. It's called a low sense of self and amounts to low self esteem. In such cases, people take the blame even when it's not their fault, just to seek another's approval. As I said earlier, there's always a flip side. And the irony is that these people are generally thoughtful, caring, and empathetic, which are positive emotions, but only when they are in balance. The behavior of saying yes all the time develops because of others' expectations of us. We learn to put them first and over our own needs, and our own needs become secondary. It's important to know that most people can cope with a bit of contradiction. It's okay for them to feel that everything they're saying is not welcome. Or people are all right to face a bit of occasional rejection. We all do, and that's life. They won't dissolve or, explode if they have to feel rejected once in a while, or if someone disagrees with them. The truth is that we may have good intentions, but we are endangering everyone by not speaking frankly. We need to acquire the confidence to be artful about the difficult message we need to speak out. You can say someone is wrong without implying that they are necessarily an idiot. In other words, we can be pleasant without being people pleasers. And being aware of the reasons why you do what you do is the thing. So, awareness is often the first step towards change. Though it may feel like an automatic behavior, you actually do have a choice. It's important to figure out your priorities and what kind of people you want around you. Self care means setting certain boundaries. And in this process, some relationships may fall away, and know that your real friendships will remain. It's also very important to set a time limit and let others know when you need to have your own time. Nothing wrong with that. And do not apologize. Everything is not always your fault. It's just a habit to keep apologizing. You may have met people who are apologizing for no reason at all. And remind yourself that you can't be everything to everyone. No one can. You can't make others happy unless you're happy yourself. Isn't that true? And sacrifice isn't the only way to make others happy, is it? So the bottom line is, when you say yes to others, make sure you're not saying no to yourself.